They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
What's up, everybody? Nello Angelo here. So just unboxed my Elgato green screen. I actually unboxed it the other day, but I noticed some discrepancies with it. This is supposed to be a brand new collapsible carry around travel green screen, but as you can see, I'll get closer, but if you can't notice, like I said, I'll get closer. There's a little bit of indentation right there in the front, and I don't think you can see it in the back, but you might be able to see a little gap. Wow, this thing is in really slow. So yeah, you see the gap, the indentation of the back right there, the backing. So I reached out to Elgato because after 3 days of UPS at failed attempts of them delivering this to me, it arrived damaged, which I am not too happy about because this is supposed to be a brand new purchase. And as you can see, that the clips that it came with have broken off, or arrived broken off as well. And this isn't the first time that this has happened from what I saw from reviews on Amazon. I actually didn't get this from Amazon. I actually bought this directly from Elgato themselves. So I was expecting a little bit more quality work. Well, not really quality work, but more, you know, it to actually look brand new when they shipped it to me. So, you know, the box that shipped in was damaged. So, you know, it had foaming around it, but of course that was enough to unfortunately protect it because, yep, like I said, the case part arrived damaged. However, the green screen part is okay. I will lift it up in a moment to demonstrate that. But again, when I reached out to Elgato, clearly whoever saw the pictures I sent are incompetent because they had the nerve to say, oh, well, based on the pictures you sent, all we could see are the clips that are broken, and that doesn't affect the overall usage of the green screen, so there's nothing we could do for you. So like, well, BS. I'm trying to refrain from cursing when I do these unboxing videos. But so I reached out to this membership I have where I basically get to talk to lawyers for free, and sometimes depending on the circumstances that they will get stuff done for you. So when I told that to them, they're like, no, that's BS. So they said they would get back to me in a few days. So since Friday, the current day, that they said most likely I should hear something by Monday. So we'll see how that goes. So all I did was reach out to Elgato, send them the pictures, explain this is how it arrived, and said, hey, do you mind sending me a brand new one, another replacement brand new one, and I'll send this one back, or I'll be more than happy to keep this as is if you're willing to give me a full refund. Yes, I did say full refund, even though maybe I'll even consider taking half, but at the same time, brand new product and it arrives damaged. That's BS. Alright, so let me go ahead and put this thing on the tripod, and then we will actually lift up and lift up the green screen to see how that looks. So give me a moment. Alright, so we're about to go ahead and lift this thing up. Don't mind, well, I guess I really wouldn't call it much of a mess, but don't mind the kids' toys. This is a place where my other two kids that I get on the weekends from my ex or on their summer break, when they come stay with me, which they also invade my studio too, which kind of sucks when you got roommates, but it is what it is. So this is my room / studio plus where my kids come to you know, make a mess and all that other kind of stuff too. So let's go ahead and lift this thing up. So I'm going to step away from the camera since I don't have a mic. I'll go ahead and get the talking points out now before we lift it up, and then I'll come back and do the talking points afterwards. Okay, so as you can see, for the most part, doesn't look that bad. I mean, not sure if you would call that a wrinkle, but minor little indentations. Actually, it's more noticeable on the camera than me physically looking at it, which I guess that goes to show you what kind of things that the camera can see that sometimes the human eye can not make out until you get closer to it. So after opening this earlier, I did kind of notice that. I mean, I wouldn't really call it a crazy problem. Not sure if something like that would pick up after the, later on during the editing, since it's more down at the bottom, and since I'm sitting up, in a chair, it'll be blocked. But like, say if I want to do something where I'm standing in front of the green screen, that could pose an issue. But I'll try and see how it looks when I do some testing later on. So yeah, that's basically how it looks. I believe it's about, I forgot what the exact measurements is, but I believe it's about 78 inches tall, and it's about 57, or at least not the actual green screen part, but from base or from end to end for the actual case, it's about I think it's 57.8 inches, so the screen is probably about 56 point something, maybe 55 point something, because of the little bit of a gap in between. But let me go ahead and move my chair. So I think it's just enough for me to actually do what I need to do without the background getting exposed. But let me go ahead and put the chair in place really quick. Alright, so there's the previous green screen I've used. So a lighter shade of green, a little bit of a lighter shade of green, actually a lot lighter. So again, looking at other similar variations that I saw on Amazon, a lot of them had this color, but I noticed that the one that Elgato uses is darker, so I'm not sure if that makes it better or if I might have issues with it. So like I said, we're going to be doing a couple of tests, and I will also include this with this video as well. So I will see you in the next segment when we actually get around to that part. Alright, so now that we got everything set up on the computer, so the first test we're going to do is we're going to be using my camera as a webcam. So we're going to do everything through OBS. So right now we don't have the chroma key feature turned on. Oh, sorry, a little bit of a gnat buzzing by me, or in front of me, I should say. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go to the circle scene. So I don't have a mic set up for that really quick. So let me go ahead and switch over to that, and then I'll turn on the chroma key, and then we will jump right into some classic Doom, and then we'll see how that looks. Alright, so I just enabled the chroma key, so let's go ahead and jump into the game and do a little bit of gameplay real quick and see how it looks. I'll go ahead and turn the in-game music on for you guys, that way you're not just listening to just me doing some breathing and all that kind of stuff. And then let me go ahead and switch over to where it's just me really quick, so you can just see the actual green screen effect, and with parts of my room still in the background. Get shot up. Oops, all right. Okay, so I think that's going to be enough for that. So let's go ahead and to jump into something that's a little bit more darker now. So give me a moment. Alrighty, let me go ahead and mute that real quick. Alright, so jumping into some Doom 64, which is a little bit darker, to see if the green screen using the chroma key effect in OBS somehow pops up in the background, but I don't think so. So There we go. Green screen in effect right there with everything that the camera can see, minus me switching over to this scene where I have most of the background blocked out. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in really quick and do a little running around, some shooting. Don't know why I'm playing a little bit like crap today. Probably because my arms are a little bit stretched out since my keyboard's desk is a little bit in front of me because it's bumping into one of the legs on my chair, which I would adjust if I was actually doing an actual sit down and gaming for a decent amount of time. And I know I missed the mega armor, but we're not. We're just doing a quick gameplay, really quick. And let's go ahead and switch to me. That way you can see it on the actual green screen background with some of my room exposed. All right, switch back to me, or not switch back to me, but switch back to me at the top right corner. And I think that will do it for this little demonstration. So let's go ahead and back out. Quit game. Alrighty, so now I'm going to go ahead and disconnect my camera from the computer. Well, not disconnect it, I'm just going to power it on and off. And, well, actually, no, I would probably still have to disconnect it. That way it's not wanting to sync to the computer. So let me go ahead and do that. And then I will just do an actual recording of myself. And then I'll just edit that into another gameplay video. That way you could see the differences when I use the chroma key effect or the delta keyer effect in DaVinci. So give me a moment to come back to that. All right, so now we're back to just using the camera for external recording. So no webcam, OBS, all that type stuff. So just strictly game recording and using my external camera for, and then going to combine that and do the actual manipulations I need to do in our recording software. So let's go ahead and jump into some classic Doom really quick. Let me go ahead and turn the sound back on for you guys and get it going. All right, so we'll just do the same thing, knee deep in the dead again. And then obviously, since it's not going to go exactly how the first one did, you can tell that's a different clip. All right, so we're just going to go this way this time instead of out there. And then kill some of these guys. Pick up some of this here armor. Shoot you up really quick. There you go. Pick that shell. Alright, now we can go ahead and venture out here. Alright, where it's a little bit much more brighter. Alright, so now let's go ahead and do something a little bit darker and go into Doom 64 now, so give me a moment. Alright, time to go into the Doom that is 64. Alright, let me do this while it's loading. Properties. Doom 64. There we go. We'll go ahead and let this little intro run its course real quick. That way you can tell that this is a different video. All right, that's enough for that. So let's go ahead and just jump into the game really quick. And I have the field of view set about halfway on this, because if I have it set way too high, then it looks like a little bit a crazy fisheye effect, even though it's technically a fisheye effect right now, but it's not as crazy as if I had it all the way up, where like you can start seeing like artifacts on the sides happening. Get the secret just for funsies. Get the chainsaw, start chainsawing up people really quick, and then we will end this little part of the test. And then I will give, I guess you could say, my final impressions, even though I guess there's not really much in the way of impressions, just mostly just the fact that I'm a little disappointed that my product arrived damaged when it's brand new, and that never should have happened. All right, so let's go ahead and jump out of this, and then I will see you after the editing process. Okay, so final thoughts on this product. So overall, I mean, it does what it's supposed to do, minus the stuff I pointed out earlier in the video. I am going to tag Elgato in this posting in the comments in the description, so hopefully someone sees this, because apparently this is the next day now. I actually finally got another response from their support team stating, oh, we don't see any dents in the pictures you provided us, and the casing is made of flexible material. Well, if it is flexible like you said, then technically it should be able to reform back the way how it's supposed to be, not look like it's been permanently dented where, you know, if I push it back, it's just gonna cause more of an issues or stability, or, you know, stability in the casing and stuff like that. So that's a bunch of BS. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of the video I took earlier of the notches that are in the green screen, since that is technically considered a form of damage, even though minimal, and resubmit it to their support team and see if they give me a different response then. But other than that, I've already reached out to, you know, a law firm to see if they can help me out with either A, getting a brand new one, or some money back, because this is BS. And assuming if their support team still can't help me out with that. Anyways, enough with that little rant. So again, like I said, the green screen does its job. Obviously, using the chroma key feature in OBS, it works perfectly. And then when it comes to doing actual video editing by recording myself separately with my video camera and then editing it into DaVinci, from the 3 different things I showcased, obviously first one was the Delta keyer. Second one was actually using the chroma key feature. I forgot that it had an actual chroma key feature, because I realized that when I woke up this morning, so I edited that part of the video to show that example, and then also did the 3D keyer and the the 3D FX features of DaVinci. So between the 3, obviously the chroma keyer is the best one, but the problem with the chroma keyer though is that it actually involves actual tweaking of the color. So if you're interested in that, I mean, I know that can be a little intimidating for some. I mean, well, the first time I've seen that, when I tried doing that on some older videos, it seemed a little intimidating, and I kept frustrating me on trying to get everything perfectly. But all you really need to do is mess with the green color, and I can show you how to do that, or at least how I did that in another Nilo's Amateur Hour video editing live stream later on, since I'm already currently up to date with my other edited videos. But if you would like to see how I did that, or like me to show you how I did that in a future stream, please leave me a comment in the comment section. Other than that, so the first segment was using the Delta keyer, which the Delta keyer for the most part works pretty well, but you can see in the top right of my camera that you can still see like little gray artifacts from time to time. Not sure if that's probably from the green screen probably wobbling a little bit, because I had a fan going in the background, and because, you know, since I wouldn't really say it's top heavy, but because, you know, it's at the very top, so it's probably gonna be a little bit more flimsy up there. And then same thing with the 3D keyer. That one seemed to be a little bit more better than the Delta keyer, because you actually get to click and point what you want to edit out. But of course, there are also limitations as well, because you can also see in the top right corner that there has been some grayish artifacts as well. Like I said, probably from the green screen teeter-tottering, but using the actual chroma key feature, it didn't seem like it had that issue. So now that I know how to use the chroma key feature in DaVinci, I will start using that for more of my edited videos that I plan on using my camera as an external recording source. So other than that, minus what I mentioned earlier, like I said, I think it's a great product. Now, if I can actually use it for its intended purposes by fixing the clips, which I probably might have to Gorilla Glue so I can actually carry it around properly instead of like hauling it, that would be great. But again, we'll see what happens with Elgato, see if they can pull their heads out of their butts and actually do what's right instead of just giving me excuses, because, you know, I get it. Companies don't want to lose out on money and they don't want to have to resend a product and then take back the other one, or, you know, say, hey, we apologize, we screwed up, keep it, and here's your money back, blah, 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 no harm, no foul, blah, blah, blah. So it is what it is. So again, we'll see what happens. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see any more unboxings, which don't know when the next time I'll do anything like that, but, you know, occasionally I do them from here and there. But if you like this video, please feel free to drop a like, consider subscribing, and leave me a comment in the comment section and tell me what you think about the green screen. If you have one yourself, or if you're looking into getting one or something similar, or if anything, you can always look for other alternatives on Amazon that might be cheaper or around the same price and maybe might be better for you. And until then, I will see you all in the next one. Take care of yourselves.